Dear students of class 9, dear students of class 9, dear students of class 8, today I am going to teach you some important points of this lesson. The points on which I am going to highlight the basic concept of the lesson are mentioned in this list. Please look at the list. The first one, declaration. What is declaration? What is declaration? You know, after the storming of the Bastille of France, the famous state prison of France, Bastille, you know, after the storming of the Bastille, the representatives of the Third Estate who declared themselves the National Convent, the National Assembly, who declared themselves the National Assembly, they suddenly, who declared themselves the National Assembly, took over the control of the political situation of France and adopted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen on August 26, 1789. The basic ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity became the guiding principles of the Republic of France. But King Louis XVI rejected the declaration. This is known as the Declaration, which was adopted by the representatives of the Third Estate by forming the National Assembly or National Conference. And that National Assembly became famous at the time when the members or the representatives of the Third Estate took initiative by declaring France to be a republic and established the rights of the human beings, the rights of the people in every sphere of life. And now, the reign of terror. What is reign of terror? In 1792, as I taught you earlier, the monarchical form of government in France came to an end. That means the monarchy was ended in 1792. In the same year, the newly elected National Convention declared France to be a republic, but King Louis XVI did not want to accept it. King Louis XVI rejected the declaration, and apart from this, the National Convention, which was, formed, newly elected. Meanwhile, King Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette tried to escape to Austria because both of them realized it that under the formation of the newly elected National Convention, they might be guillotined. So what they realized, they also, on realizing that fact, they tried to escape to Austria, but were captured and executed. King Louis XVI was executed in the guillotine on 21st January 1793, and after 9 months later, his wife Marie Antoinette was guillotined after having 9 months of 9 months of captivation, because she was kept captive. So after 9 months later, Marie Antoinette was guillotined. So the role of the two great persons, not great, but the person who could not gain fame, reputation, their negative role came to an end in France. The role of King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. Now, conflicts of interest. As soon as the newly elected National Convention was formed, its members tried to make sure their own interests. So conflicts of interests also forced them to make plotting against each other, to make sure their income and to make sure their identity in the society. Right that moment, one person became famous as the leader of a group named Maximilian Robespierre. Maximilian Robespierre made his own group and became powerful one and declared himself to be the Jacobin, and the party or the group he formed named it the Jacobins. And then Maximilian Robespierre, initiated a series of radical measures also on being head of the Jacobins and introduced a new era, a new rule, the reign of terror. The reign of terror was introduced by whom? By Maximilian Robespierre, the leader of the Jacobins, the group of the Jacobins. But the 10-month period of the reign of terror from 1793 to 1794 had become a severe atmosphere throughout France, because the time when Maximilian Robespierre introduced the reign of terror in France, a number of distinguished people of France, especially belonging to the group of clergy, ex-nobles, members of other political parties, those who were not supporting the stance of the Jacobins and were plotting against the period, against the system of revolution which took place in the year 1789, and a new reign was established, the reign of the people. Those who were against it and were trying to reject it, that system of rule in France, they all were captured and ultimately executed during the reign of terror of 1793 to 1794. The 10-month period of reign of terror, a number of ex-nobles and clergy lost their lives in making conspiracy against the system of rule of the people of France. This period, my dear students, is known as the Reign of Terror. Who introduced the Reign of Terror? As I told you earlier, Maximilian Robespierre introduced the Reign of Terror. The 10-month reign under Maximilian Robespierre brought a dramatic change in the entire structure of France, entire system of administration in France, because the people established themselves to be the representatives of their own government. But after the formation of National Convention, the members of the National Convention were rather confused what was to be done. Meanwhile, Maximilian Robespierre, one of the most important member of the National Convention, formed his own group, named it Jacobins, and he became the head of this group and introduced the Reign of Terror, the 10-month reign from 1793 to 1794. But this period also saw another good system of work for the welfare of the people of France. Number one, It rationized the rationing of food grains. Number one, rationing of food grains. Number two, ending of all aristocratic privileges. Number three, the abolition of the slavery in the French society, in the French colonies. These are the three important reforms under the reign of Maximilien Robespierre. The France and the people of France witnessed. It saw a remarkable change in the entire system of France, and during the period, during the 10-month reign of terror under Maximilien Robespierre, rationing of food grains, ending of all aristocratic privileges, and abolition of slavery in the French colonies. So these were the most three important reforms. They made it. Who made it? The head of the Jacobins. Who was the head of the Jacobins? Maximilien Robespierre had done it. And then a new wave of revolution gave a birth of a new concept, the liberty, equality, and fraternity. And ultimately, the concept, whatever was there, Maximilien Robespierre communicated a new message among the people who were plotting against him or against his party, Jacobins, that those who would go against that system of the people would be executed. Their life would come to an end forever. People of France would never excuse them. Up to my guest next day, the remaining part. Thank you.